Okay, hello everyone. In this advanced Excel course, we are going to see various angles of Excel. We are going to analyze the most powerful features of Excel, how you can use those functions, those features while analyzing data. And it's going to be a very, very interactive and very knowledgeable course. To start with, I am taking one very powerful aspect of Excel, which is called as tables. Excel tables. Excel tables are widely used for analysis, but many people are not aware about what is the real potential of these tables as such. So let us go through what do we understand when we say Excel tables. So I have given some data in front of you. You might feel that it is a table already. There are three columns. One is the month. Second column is the salesman who has done highest or no highest sales in that specific month, and what is the sales amount done in that month. Like say for example, in the month of Jan, Salman has done highest sales of 4,48,784. Same way for the next 12 months, means from Jan 21 to December 21, the respective salesman and the respective sales amount is given. Just for example, this is some raw data. Now it looks like a table, but it is not a table in real sense. Or when I say table for Excel, it is not an Excel table. It is only data in tabular format. So what do we understand by Excel tables? Or how do I make an Excel table is? You select the specific table data. You go to insert. In insert, you can see table. And if I hover my mouse over it, it shows that the shortcut is Control T. So you can press Control T, or you can just click on this table and you will see this pop-up coming ahead, which says, which is basically telling you that, okay, this is a data set. And it says that if you have headers, check this. Like we have headers, month, sales amount, so we have kept it checked. If there are no headers, you can remove and press OK. If you see somewhat, this is the revised version. Let me just press Control Z, come to original thing. Now what I can do is another ways. One was insert, click on table. Another one was press Control T. Once I press Control T, again the same dialog box is coming in front of you. Same data is selected. You press OK. Same thing will happen. Control Z. There's one more way to do it is, instead of selecting, even if I click on any cell in that respective data and I press Control T, you will see Excel is very smart. Excel has identified the region for your table without you selecting it. Now, sometimes it might happen that if this data set is not what you want and you want some additional or some columns to be removed, you can do that manually. Excel will take the entire data set into picture whenever you are going for tables. So these are the ways. So you might select the entire working area. You might select a specific cell and Excel will decide the entire data range, or you can go and use a tab in insert. Now when I press OK, so this is what is now in front of me. If you see what things have changed, color has changed. There is a drop down arrow, a down pointing arrow at the right side of each column headers. You can see a small button type arrows coming at the corners. Now, of course, these are changes, no doubt. When I say what are these bottom arrows, these are nothing but sort and filters. So a filter and sorting is automatically applied to the entire table. Now this is an Excel table. So here you can do all the sorting, you can do all the filtering. I want data only for Feb, April, and June. I can just filter it out and I will get the respective information. Control Z. Same way, I just want to sort this basis largest to smallest, I can do that. So you will see largest or the highest sales was done by Amir from all the other salesperson throughout the year this much. So these are sorting and filter. Control Z, normal. Now, what do I mean by this is, say for example, if I want to extend a table and I extended it by a column, you can see that the same formatting and same feature are added to the new column also. Now we don't have a column heading, so Excel has by default given column heading as column 1. Same way, if I keep on dragging it, it will go to column 2, column 3, column 4, and so on. If you have headers, it will take the headers whatever they are. And the formatting is continued, means the table is extended. Basically, the table is extended. If I press Control Z, okay. Now, what I can do is I can also add rows. So if I just drag it down, you will see my rows are getting added and they are getting part of my table. So every time I did not give instructions to Excel that I want this as an extension of my table, when you drag this towards the right, towards down, Excel understands you want to extend the table and it will give the respective formatting, respective data set ahead also. Okay. Now, one more thing. This is a table, Excel table. So what things are going to be beneficial to us is, say for example, this was a sales amount of last year. We are targeting sales increase by, say for example, 10% in the current year. So I make it as target sales. Just for example, I made it as target sales. Now what I am doing is, I am saying that, okay, increase this amount. If you see carefully, the syntax of the formula is not C3, which is generally C3. It is not C3. It is what? At the rate sales amount. At the rate the heading of the respective column. What is the impact of this? We will see right now only. If I say I want to increase it by 10%, means my target sales will be 10% higher, and I press enter, magic. You just did the working in the in the first cell, and table took it till the end. Because Excel table understands if you are giving a function to a specific cell, it is to be applied to all the respective cells of respective table. Hence, when we said that it is showing sales amount, that means wherever there is sales amount, that will multiply by 1.1. And hence, everywhere it is calculated. If it was C3, then it would be done only in C3 respective column. It would not be there in C4, C5, C6. So the referencing in table is not the cell, it is a table reference. It refers to sales amount, and sales amount is to be increased by blah blah percentage. So wherever we have sales amount, we will have a respective value ahead. That is a very great feature we have. Second thing what we can have is, see over here, if I press tab on the last column, it will not go ahead, but it will add a row below it. I go ahead, tab, means Excel understands I want to increase the rows in a table, and it goes on increasing below. So you need not every time do any kind of work. You just keep on putting data. Like say, for example, if you want to collect data from many people, you can just prepare a basic table, circulate it, and no one needs to do anything. Just they need to continue putting the data, and the Excel table will be getting created automatically. Now, post this. What else is this Excel table going to help us? Say, for example, I say I want to do summation of all the amounts, for example. Okay, I did a summation of all the amounts. What I did is I added Jan 2022, I added, say for example, Mr. A, and I said the sales were 2 lakh rupees. If you check, the amount got updated over here. Means I need not do the calculations every time. Initially, it was 40 lakhs. Once I gave, okay, it is a 20,000, or I will say it's a 2 lakh rupees ka sale. My Excel formula will get updated. So every time you will not give a formula that I want total of this. Once you give it, Excel table will automatically extend it till the end. So same thing, if you're collecting data from many people and you want it to get updated automatically as and when people are putting in data, yes, the things are getting updated in the Excel formulas also. One more great feature is, say for example, now you can see the heading is A, B, C for the respective columns. If I drag a bit down, you will see after some period it is starting the alphabets are getting replaced with month salesman sales amount. That means if you have 100, 200, 300,000 entries, to understand, okay, the first column is month, second column is sales, third column is sales, the Excel table will convert the table alphabets into the headers of the table itself. So anytime I want to put data, I will always have these headers at the top. That is one of the great features of basically data tables. Now, you can see a new tab which is coming up. When I click on table, a new tab is coming in front of me, which is table design. If I click somewhere else, that tab is not visible. But if you click on the table, you will see table design as one tab appearing in front of you. This is by default uh, a tab opening only in case you have Excel tables. When we go through various options available in this design tab, first thing is table name, table 3. This is by default Excel, whatever Excel decides as a table name, you can change this. You can say sales data, whatever you want to do, you can just type it out. Sales data, for example. Resize, we already did that by using this, the button at the arrow keys at the columns. So you can do this from here also. Then you can summarize this with the help of pivot table. You can remove the duplicates. So if I click on remove duplicates, like if we want to remove duplicates from any tab, like for example, from salesman, I press OK. And there are no duplicate values, it will not remove. But if I just say, okay, this is also Salman, for example, and now I say remove duplicates, from salesman, you will see one duplicate value is removed. So Salman's value will be removed because it's a second value. So this is also okay. Convert to range. Convert to range means if you want to stop your table now, you say that okay, this is the final data. I don't want it to be extended. I don't want any further features. You can click on convert to range. When you do this, we will see now this is a normal Excel data set. It's not a table anymore. There are no filters. There is no button at the corners. There is no tab opening. It's a normal data. So if you want to convert that Excel table into a normal table, you can do this by clicking on convert to range. Insert slicer. This I will discuss later on. This is a very, very important feature. It is only into the updated versions of Excel post 2013. If you are using anything before 13, 7 or 10, you will not get slicer over there. What is the size slicer? I will discuss later on. Export is okay. We don't generally work outside Excel. So I have never used this very prominently. There are some buttons over here. It says first header row. If I uncheck, header will be removed. If I check, header is there. Total row. So if you see, if I just click on this, it will take a total of the last column by default. And Excel is smart enough to understand these are numbers, so they have done the total of this. If I click on this arrow, there are various options. I want a count, I want count numbers, max, minimum, whatever you wish, you can put it over here. So it goes by default to the last column. Banded rows, if you don't want this, you can just uncheck. But I prefer to go with banded rows. It gives a better visibility. First column, if you just click, it will highlight the first column. It is making them bold. If you want to highlight the last column, you can do that. Banded columns, I generally will not prefer, but yeah, you can have banded columns also. Banded rows makes it more better in terms of outlook. And if you want this filter button, you can. If you don't want, you can just uncheck this. And if you are not very okay with this size or the style, you can change it from the various styles available. You just hover your mouse over various styles and you will get to see whatever you wish, you can keep it. If you want to keep it simple, and keep it simple also. If you want to keep it a bit glossy, you can do that way also. So it is your. So yes, there when you will have data in front of you and you will be working in data tables. I have not discussed slicer. We will discuss that in the next session, but that is a very important feature of course, data table. So basically, in Excel table, if you use it properly, it will help you save great time and give you good results. So with less efforts, more results will be there in front of you. And it will also help you analyze the things when we go ahead with the slicer. You will get to know about that also. Thank you so much.